Alright. Okay. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is TheBlueMatrix here, and today I'm going to be reacting to Top 5 Easter Eggs in Call of Duty Zombies by the Smith Blaze. Now, I know I hadn't edited this video as I'm supposed to, but I have too much stuff around me right now, and it's already about late at night, so anyway, I had to get this video out real quick, and I forgot to make a video earlier. So anyway, we're going to be watching Top 5 Easter Eggs in Call of Duty Zombies. If you guys would leave a like, that'd be great. Let's get today's video. Oh yeah, I also forgot. Original link's in the description. Make sure to go subscribe to him. Without any further ado, let's get started.
What's going on, guys? It's Patrick here, and today, guys, we are back at it with another top 5. Now, today we're going to be looking at the top 5 Easter eggs.
Quality's
of
real
Call
poor.
of
Let
Duty.
me try to fix this. Quality's really poor on this one. It's gonna take me a little bit. This is probably like the poorest reaction video I've ever made.
The last month, I've been going through a lot of the maps and redoing some of these old Easter eggs, and it's got me wanting to make this video because there are so many great Easter eggs. It's one of the main staples of Call of Duty Zombies, and I thought what we would do is look.
Are you freaking kidding me? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go back on 240. This is probably gonna be the worst video I've ever uploaded. All right, so I know this. Freaking quality's kicking back on me. Alright, sorry, the quality's gonna be poor, so, yeah, I don't have the best internet. Come on. Freaking load up. Freaking load. Hold on, hold on, I'm gonna have to restart this, hold on.
What's going on, guys? It's Patrick here, and today, guys, we are back at it with another top 5. Now, today, we're going to be looking at the top 5 Easter eggs of Call of Duty Zombies. The last month, I've been going through a lot of the maps and redoing some of these old Easter eggs, and it's got me wanting to make this video because there are so many great Easter eggs. It's one of the main staples of Call of Duty Zombies, and I thought what we would do is look at the top 5. So how I'm going to be ranking this video is looking at just like how fun the steps are to do, how challenging they are to do, as well as the reward you actually get for completing the Easter egg. Now, if you guys could please leave a like on this video, let's go for 115 likes. But other than that, guys, let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, this is going to be Gorod Krovi. Now, I gotta be honest,
I hate that Easter egg.
Was very difficult. I feel like the next 4 are a little bit more obvious choices, but this number 5 pick was between a couple maps, and I ultimately had to go with this map for a couple of reasons. Now, the first thing is that to me, Gorod Krovi was kind of like an homage to the old World at War maps, like just a very old school themed, obviously like the PPSH, as well as I've said this before, that it's the same style of map as Jerice. There's 3 different areas you have to activate, and once you do that, you can go to Pack-a-Punch. It's just a more complex Jerice, basically. And it just had that like World at War feel to me, that it kind of like, it was like, this was the Easter egg for World at War. But furthermore, let's actually look at this Easter egg, okay? So, number 1, the steps. The first step was probably one of the hardest steps we've ever seen in Zombies, the valves.
That's a lie.
At first, nobody knew how to do it. It stumped the community, and it took us a long time to figure it out. But now that it's been figured out, it's not an issue. And to me, that is the perfect Easter egg step. Really difficult to find, but now that it's out, it's not too much of a hassle. From here, you've got the challenges, and these challenges are very difficult, and that's why I like them. A lot of Zombies Easter eggs are just, they're kind of easy, and it just requires like luck, like getting the right hit from the box and stuff like that. But this, it actually requires skill and coordination with the team. It's even harder by yourself. Moving on, we get like a lot of cool, just like storyline stuff with Gersh and Sophia and all this stuff. Then we've got Nikolai mech suit and a giant dragon to fight. And from there,
I like that boss fight. I do like it.
Kill Nikolai, get Soul, send them up to somewheres that we don't know, figure out who Dr. Monty is, and we get a sneak peek at what Revelations is going to be. All in all, this was a huge Easter egg. Moving down to our number...
Alright, well, it's me personally, I personally don't really like that Easter egg because, well, number one, the freaking challenges step for the Easter egg is freaking god-awful. It took me, like, around, like, really 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, like, very early in the morning to complete it, in which I probably have to post a picture from the Steam that I have later. But daggum, it took me very late to complete the Easter egg. I personally don't like it. I'm never going to do it again. So, yeah. I personally don't like the Garage Krovi map either because it causes my game to lag so much. So, probably worse than Revelations. But really, the map is all right. But the Easter egg, I just don't like it. All right. So let's get going.
Number 4 spot. This is going to be Moon. Now, before I completed this Easter egg, I absolutely hated this map. There was just nothing good about it to me. But as I've kind of played it finally,
well, Moon's alright.
Pizza, I gotta be honest, the Easter egg has totally changed my perception of how good a map this is. And that is because I think this Easter egg is so good. So the steps to me are, I like them because they make sense. Everything is like very logical, and it's like, okay, you gotta like teleport these things up to the moon, and you gotta get this orb, and you gotta put it into the thing, and then you get Samantha. And for those players that used to play back in the day, Samantha was like this huge mystery. No one knew who she was, what was going on with her, and finally we actually get to see her, then Richtofen swaps souls with her, and we blow up the Earth. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy Easter egg. Now, my only complaint with this Easter egg is that a lot of it is based on luck. That you have to let the Tunnel 6 get destroyed, and that just comes down to getting lucky. That just comes down to getting lucky. It can happen on round 8, or you might have to wait all the way up to round 23 for it to happen. I just think that is really ridiculous. Other than that, you do have to get lucky with box sets as well. That's not as big of a problem, but to me, that was the biggest issue, just getting lucky with a lot of the stuff. At number 3, we've got to pick that...
Alright, I do personally like the Easter egg. It's a little challenging, though, but once you get more used to it, I'm sure you can get it. And also, Moon is personally my favorite just because of its theme. But the gravity, well, of course, that's gonna definitely screw the crap out of you up, which what caused me to die so many times. But I couldn't really get used to the gravity and the, and from the, suit. I just could not get used to that. But, personally, the Easter egg, I feel like it's a great connection in between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Like, the beginning of Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1. I felt a very great connection. Like, in between Moon to Nuketown to Transit, alright? I feel a perfect, great connection. It gives that Black Ops 2 nostalgia, alright? If you get it in the correct way. Just think about it. Grab it in the game, like the special edition early. You put it in your game, and this is during at night. You have lights out and everything. And you pop in and play Nuketown. And then put your mindset on the ending of the Easter egg of Moon. I felt that great during release time. It was great. I loved it. So, I feel like it's a great Easter egg for this series.
Probably a lot of you guys are going to be surprised with its Origins. So, Origins, for those of you who don't know, is my favorite map of all time in Call of Duty Zombies. From the
Origins not bad Easter egg.
The original characters coming back. Everything to me about that map
I personally like
perfect. So why isn't it at the number 1 spot for Easter eggs? Well, the big thing comes down to, honestly, this Easter egg is a little bit tedious. Now again, the map is my favorite. I absolutely love it. And even the Easter egg itself, I think, is amazing. It's at number 3 of all time. But I've got some issues with it, okay? And that is, again, as a solo player, this is like one of the most tedious Easter eggs to do ever. It's a lot of fun because Origins is fun. But just think of all the steps there are, okay? You have to build all the steps. That's a task out of itself. Then you have to upgrade them. From there, you've got to get the little, like the Ordnance Strike, the G Strike, and you have to throw it into that hole. But first, you have to press the button. If you're playing solo, you basically have to do that step perfectly, or it's just not going to work. Like, that is just, it is so difficult to do. You have to be perfect. all that combined with like the buildables, the next couple steps like Skewer the Winged Beast, all this different stuff, it really just makes for what I think is a little bit too long of an Easter egg. Now, when you beat it, most satisfying thing ever. Doing it with the team is much better as well.
Right.
But personally, that's just the little issues that I've had with it, is that it's just the tediousness of it will take away from you, okay? People love to do the Origins Easter egg, but nobody wants to do the Origins Easter egg every week. You know what I mean? It's like a special event, and it's the biggest Easter egg. It's probably one of the most challenging just because it takes so long, and, you know, you can argue that that's good, but I just think for most players, that's going to take away from it a little bit. Either way, I love Origins. It's amazing, and it does come in at number 3.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and put some dialogue to Origins. All right, the Easter egg's okay. I can give a pass to Origins. But the reason why I don't personally like the Easter egg as my top recommendation is because there's no boss battle. There is absolutely no boss battle as I was supposed to expect in here. We don't get a fight against Max's or Samantha. We don't even confront freaking Richtofen because, well, I'm talking about the evil Richtofen that took control of the MPD. I'm talking about that. We don't get to confront him. We never get to face Richtofen. I feel like that's a little tedious and a little boring. I just don't like it. But really, Origins is all right for an Easter egg. I personally never passed it, but which I do want to beat the Easter egg. But really, I just feel like that Origins just doesn't come into a great pass of an Easter egg. It's all right. I just feel like that they just need to add a boss battle if they want to make it epic. But nah, Penzer's just not going to cut it.
Number 2. Der Eisendrache.
No, this is my favorite. This is my favorite right here.
I actually had the opportunity of playing it a whole week early. Not through like the Treyarch recording events, but me and a couple other YouTubers actually donated to the Call of Duty Endowment Fund, and Treyarch actually invited us out to the studio to play DLC 1 early. It was an amazing experience, and I remember the first time playing this map thinking, confirmed this is going to be a classic. Like, I could just tell from day one, even before day one, that this map is amazing. The Easter egg is honestly a work of art. It really is flawless. If I'm being honest.
I love the Easter egg.
Everything works. It's just perfect. It's challenging, but not too challenging. There's a lot of steps. You need knowledge, but if you're smart, you can do them very, very easily.
It's okay. I'm listening to it.
Solo with a team, it doesn't matter. You build your bow. Step 1. You upgrade it, and then from there, basically, you just go back in time. You do all these stuff, these stuff with the symbols and everything, and basically, that's all there is to it. You bring Dempsey down. You do the circles, and then you've got a Keeper boss fight, which was the first boss fight we ever saw in Zombies. It was groundbreaking. Right. It was huge.
Like epic boss fight, which I love it.
You blow up the moon. And that to me was like, okay, how are they ever going to top this? And I don't think they ever did top Der Eisendrache in Black Ops 3 Zombies. Garad was amazing. Revelations was whatever. But Der Eisendrache just hit it like so much better than I could have possibly imagined. All the ties to Black Ops 1 Zombies were in there. It was just an incredible map, a very fun Easter egg to do, and again, just I think the perfect difficulty level as well between knowledge and skill, and it comes in at number 2. And before...
Okay, let me go ahead and say this, alright? Der Eisendrache's Easter egg is probably my most favorite of all time, okay? Because I have played it multiple times along with mods, that's basically about it. The Easter egg is wonderful. There are a lot of discoveries that I needed to figure out about this that I personally don't know of yet. Der Eisendrache is the best Easter egg I could ever play, and I played the map so many times. It is a little dull for me at this point in time right now because I need to play other maps, but yeah, I like the map, but I personally think it's the best Easter egg ever.
Before we get to number 1, I gotta do some honorable mentions because this was a difficult list to make. The first one is going to be Shangri-La, the number 1. I am not a huge fan of this, but I just know the old Zombies community absolutely loves Shangri-La, and I could definitely see why. The other one I want to do is Call of the Dead, just another classic.
Oh, Call of the Dead. I like
Pretty
that
straightforward
Easter egg,
but
sort
it was
of.
really like the first pretty big, pretty cool
I
Easter
personally
egg.
like
And
Shangri-La.
the last one is actually
Oh, hold on.
Shadows of Evil. I feel like this one is very underappreciated, and it is a lot of fun, as well as the fact that like you just kind of get to kill the Shadow Man.
Okay, let me go ahead and stop this real quick. All right. Now, Shangri-La, I personally don't know the Easter egg except for the last part, where you had to get the meteor from right over there. You have to shrink the meteor, and then you can be able to obtain it, and you'll end up getting up all the perks. Now, like Call of the Dead, I did complete that Easter egg before, but I had to mod up my console because, well, yes, I'm a scrub. But I personally like that Easter egg where you had to give the golden rod right to Richtofen so that he can be able to access the MPD. And also the last one is Shadows of Evil. I was able to complete that while also by mod, but only at the portion to where we got the Shadow Man in there because, of course, I'm not with a team of 4. I personally like Shadows of Evil and the Call of the Dead. I just don't feel a connection with the Shangri-La one. Okay, I'll give that right now.
And there's something to me, it's just the most satisfying Easter egg to complete. I don't know what it is, but I love Shadows. But anyways, guys, coming in at our #1 Easter egg spot, this is going to be,
I guess that makes
believe
sense.
it or not, Mob of the Dead. I know I'm like the biggest Origins fanboy ever, but
Okay, let me go ahead and get this clarified out of the way. If you guys don't know, Mob of the Dead is the only Call of Duty Zombies map in Black Ops 2 that actually has a boss fight, okay? So, like an actual final boss fight, okay? So, really, this is spoilers to anyone that has never played the map. Basically, after you complete all the Easter eggs, all the steps for the Easter eggs, you will have to be going right to the bridge, where you're all going to be sitting right at the electric chairs because, well, you were just dreaming the entire time. The entire time when you was fighting zombies, it was just all just a dream, even though you're still in the zombies realm. Weasel ends up either betraying you or he was taken control of and then he was attacking you. He has a whole lot of hit points. He's more like a freaking stronger than a juggernaut. I feel like that it's a pretty crazy boss fight. So you have two ways of ending the boss fight, of ending the Easter egg. So it doesn't matter whether if you die or not. So it's either A, you can kill Weasel and the cycle is going to end up continuing, or B, you can let them kill you and then the cycle will be broken because a sacrifice has to be made. So really the thing is, you have to sacrifice yourself. Okay, so let me go ahead and tell you this. The blood vials of what Richtofen 2.0 has, okay? Those are the blood vials from them. So, if you end up sacrificing yourselves, the blood vials that they've taken for you will be converted from your existence and then be put to them so that they can stay in reality. But if you end up killing them, then the blood vials will end up being useless and then the characters will fade away. So yeah, there has to be a sacrifice right there. So personally, mainly the personal Easter egg for you to best to go with is to sacrifice yourself because, well, that's how it's originally supposed to be attended. That's how you break the cycle. So anyway, enough of that. I'm just gonna let you finish the video.
I swear, Mob of the Dead has the greatest Easter egg of all time. So let me explain. The #1 reason why Mob of the Dead is so just beyond every single map, I think, is because it intertwines gameplay and Easter egg so perfectly. It almost feels when you're doing the Easter egg, really like you're just playing the map. Because the steps you have to do is first get the Hell's Retriever, and then you have to fly to the bridge. From the bridge, you want to go back into Afterlife mode, and you got to go find 5 skulls around the map to get a free Blundergat. You then have to fly to the bridge 2 more times, building the plane and refueling it and all this stuff. And then from here, what you want to do is basically you just have to get the Vitrolic Withering and go put in the different numbers for the cellmates. Then you get 5 audio tapes, which is going to explain the Mob of the Dead like story and everything a lot more. And from there, you fly back to the bridge, fight Weasel along with a horde of Brutuses and zombies. And there are 2 different endings. The cycle continues, or you break the cycle. Okay? Mob of the Dead is perfect. It's a perfect Easter egg. It's not too difficult. It's not too easy. And the reward for the ending is so cool. It was the first ever game-ending Easter egg. I could go on and on and on. Not to mention that Mob of the Dead is a standalone map, okay? There's no previous maps to tie, like, nostalgia in. It is created in its own universe, which makes it that much more impressive that it is that good. Mob of the Dead is our #1 pick. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the video for today. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I really don't do a lot of top 5s anymore, but this was one I just really wanted to make. Also, feel free to go subscribe to my second channel, Top 10 Trends. We do a lot of list content. I've been posting a lot about Pokemon lately. It's also run with...
Okay, so guys, that's the video, and I know this took longer and less a lack of editing, and I'm sorry for the beginning of the video. I just didn't have enough time to edit, and plus that may have took like maybe 20 minutes or so. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave the video like that. And anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and well, smack the like button if you did, and the original links will be in the description. So anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, my drawings.